Hmm. So let me help you understand what is a constructor. Okay. So constructor helps to construct the object. So basically, let me write down these words in the here. Constructor constructs, builds. Okay. Constructs the object. So what do you mean by constructs the object? Or we can even say initializes, initial values that the object takes will be initialization will be taken care by initialization of objects is being done by the constructor. Okay, so let's understand more about these constructors. So what I will do here is now there are three types of constructors. Let me share the new screen for you. Okay, so basically constructor is nothing but it constructs an object. So whenever I say new student, one student object will be created S1, and it will have name, it will have marks, and it will have get name, method name. Again, one more object will be created, S2. If I have to create S2 object, it will also have name, it will also have the marks. Okay, so and then likewise I can go and create the students details according to my requirement. So now I want a name to be ready-made. Name to be ready-made. So what I will do, I can always have a constructor. So in constructor we have three types. Okay, constructor we have three types of constructors. So one is default constructor. Okay, default constructor, and the same thing can, and there is no arg constructor, and the last one is called as parameterized. You must be familiar, right, Ramakrishna? Parameterized constructor. So what is this default constructor? So default constructor, it is already provided by the JVM. We don't have to worry for every object that we create. So for example, student with empty parenthesis. So this is the constructor which is provided by the JVM. It provides a freely available constructor, which is default constructor, which is available for all the classes. Okay, so this is the default constructor. Nothing will be there inside it. And then let me come to the third, which is parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructor is nothing but like some initial values. If you want to have student, along with that I want to pass some value. Say his roll number is 1 and say his name is Harun. Okay, then it will be a ready-made object. It is like, this is like going to a tailor. This is like going to a mall and getting your customized dress. Okay, ready-made dress. Okay, this is like going to the tailor and stitching your dress. And this is like going to the mall and getting the requirements, like getting the which brand you want, whatever size you want, you can get that ready-made thing. This is the parameterized constructor. Everything is ready with this particular object. And then if you provide a parameterized constructor, then JVM will say, I will not provide you. I cannot, it will fight with the saying that I cannot provide you the default constructor. And there will be, you have to write your own no arg constructor. So at this point, we have to provide our own no arg constructor, something like this again. No arguments inside it. Okay, this should be provided by us. In case we have a parameterized constructor, we can have multiple. We can have no arg constructor, we can have parameterized constructor, all that you can have. But in case you have a parameterized constructor, JVM will not give you default constructor. we have to have our own no or constructor. That is a basic meaning I wanted to convey. Is this clear, guys? Any doubts here at this point? What is the
Ma'am, I have a doubt, like in parameterized constructor here, the student, like one heron is like we have declared it, right? So while writing a code, we don't need to like already the constructor has those values. So while writing the code, we don't need to declare it, right?
I will come to this point.
Yeah.
I will show it in the code. Okay, I will show it in the code. Don't worry. Okay, now the same thing, let me put in the words in the student class. So now what I will do, I will not use these methods. I hope my Eclipse is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now what I will do, I will make some changes to this class. The same thing we will repeat. We will get the marks, we will get the name of the student, but in a different way using the constructor. So now I have a constructor which is JVM provided. No, this is a default constructor. It does not have any. So this is a default constructor. Now we will take out these values, okay, the methods, and what we will do is we will keep this as empty. We will not get error. So what I will do, I will provide a constructor. So how do you provide a constructor? Constructor will have the same name as the class name. So student, and then I want to have the name of the student. So which is string name, comma, int marks. So this is what? This is a constructor with two values, which is name and marks. And a ready-made object will be created with these two values. So for example, I will say, I will initialize this value, say this dot, I'm introducing slowly one by one concepts here. So this is again a new concept. This dot name equal to name, I will say. And then this dot marks equal to marks. Okay. So now this will start crying, saying this is not allowed. I don't, JVM will not provide this. Please provide it separately. Okay. So now I have to make them changes. I have to add the values inside it. So what are the values? See what it takes here. First has to be the name. Second has to be the marks. So I will give the name. I can pass the values now, actual values. So I will pass Narasimha. Narasimha. Okay. And then the marks that he has scored. This is how I can create now the student. So if you observe here, what is the advantage? I don't have to use those methods. Already the object will be created with these values. Say how it will be created is, see, already the object will be like this. So object will be created, and inside that it will have Narasimha as the value of the name. Sorry for the spelling mistakes and all. And 150 is his marks. It will be ready-made. Otherwise, previously, if when you were using the default constructor, what used to happen is with the default constructor, you had to give the values separately. So you have to give the string, it will be initialized. Then you have to give one more string, it will be initialized. Initially, it will be empty like this. Then you will go on adding values by using the get name, set name, all that you have to give the values. Okay. So here, the ready-made object is getting created using the constructor. That is what I wanted you to understand. Clear, guys? What is the meaning of constructor, especially the parameterized constructor?
Ma'am,
Now,
so for this feels like somewhere I lost.
sorry?
Uh, This feels like I just feel like I'm lost somewhere in this page. Could
Where
you
it
give a
goes?
quick
What,
version
what,
of
what did you
what
not
the
understand?
object is command and method, like
Actually, your
quick
voice is
revision of
not
what
clear. Come closer, no?
is it clear now?
Huh.
Yeah. So could you give us a quick revision like, of what they have done so far and like how it is
Huh.
linked with it?
Okay. See, now I want to have a ready object with the name and marks. I don't want to use the methods. Okay. When I say student 1, Narasimha and 150 have to be ready for me. So for example, now I say student 1 dot name. Okay. I will always have Narasimha in it. Okay. So if I execute this piece of code, see Narasimha will be there. I don't want to use a method, get name. I don't want to use. I took out those methods and just created one constructor which uses name and marks. Constructor is also like a method, but it will be having the same name as the class name. So I can create one more student here. How do we create? Give the name of the class, provide the object name student2, okay, equal to new, and then student with whatever values you want. Harun, comma, whatever is the marks. Okay, I'm just giving some random names and I want to print. It will have already initialized the values of name and marks with these. Okay, so let me show you the difference now. So for example, student2 dot name, if you print, then Harun will already be there in student2. So for example, now I will create one more constructor. Okay, I can have a no argument constructor. So student and empty, and then I say I will just put system.out.println. No values for what do you say? Name or marks. Okay, so now what I will do, I will say I will create the object using this constructor. This is a no arg constructor, no arguments. So it is empty here. So that is the reason it is called as no arg constructor. So let's say student, how I'm creating the object, pay attention. So student and then student equal to new student and just provide the empty parenthesis. Now if I try to print this out student dot name, will it have any value? See, this will be calling, if you call this student, it will have to call this one. It will not have anything. So let me show you. Let me comment out these lines. Okay. And then let's execute only last line. See, it does not have any values for marks. So for example, even if I give student dot name, okay, if I give student dot name and take out everything, this also, if I take out, it will not have, it will have just a null value. See, why? Because I have not given any values. Whereas here, I have given the values. When I'm creating the students, I can pass the values directly. And a ready-made object of student gets created with these values. Clear? Does that answer your question, Harun?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I go ahead? Constructors, is it clear enough?
Yes, ma'am.
Ramakrishna, okay, fine. Narasimha?
Madam, default constructor and NOR constructor, is there a difference? Can you tell the one?
Come closer, no? Very voice is very feeble. What is the difference between?
Default constructor and NORG constructor.
Yes, they are almost the same. Just that understand that whenever we have a parameterized, they are both the same. No difference, no much difference. But when you provide the parameterized constructor, we have to explicitly write a constructor here, and JVM will not provide that constructor. Okay. So for example, if I did not have this constructor, okay, then I could have directly done, it will not create any problem. But because I have this constructor, that is this constructor, I have to explicitly write the code for no arg constructor, what it has to initialize. Okay, so this is a concept of constructors. And here, if you observe, I have used private members. Okay, private means it will only be restricted to this class. Supposing I create a new class, and give the name as a school. Okay, and click on public static void main, click finish. So supposing if I can create a student class, student here also. Okay, student s equal to new student. I can still do this. I can create the object because the student class is public. See, student class is public. I can do this. So I will try to use student name. Okay, let's see if it is accessible or not. S dot name. See, it is not seen because it is restricted by the word private. It also provides encapsulation. Okay, private also provides encapsulation. Class also provides encapsulation. No code can exist outside the class relating to the student. The private variable name is not available outside this class. Here it is available. See, here I can use. Here I can use. But outside this class, it is not available. If it has to be available, I have to go back and change it to public. And still it will be available now. See, name is available now. So this is how you can understand the meaning of private and public. And then I have used a new word called as here this. This means supposing there are two variables with the same name. So name is also there, name is also here. It will get confusion to which name I have to use. So is this name I have to use, or this name I have to use? To avoid the confusion, so this is the class level variable. So it is in the class. This is a parameter. So to avoid the confusion, we refer to this. This means this class variable. See this class. This means it refers to this one, whereas parameter this means it will refer to this. So that is the meaning of the keyword this. This means current object, current class. Current class. Whenever we have two variables with the same name, if you want to differentiate between the two, you can use the keyword called as this. Clear, guys, the meaning of this? Okay. Okay, Nars. Okay, Ramakrishna. Fine. So now let's come back and understand some concepts in the PPT, which is nothing but constructors in Java. So basically, constructors, I already told, they are for this like a recap, and the points are collected in this one slide. So it is used to initialize the objects. So for example, a student with the name Harun and 150 marks was created. So that was initialization of the object. Already ready-made object with those values are being created using the constructor. Then default constructor, no argument constructor, and parameterized constructor. Already I just explained. This is the summary. Okay. So, and then let's understand the OOPS concepts, the main core part of this course, which is first of all, you understood about encapsulation. Encapsulation is provided by the class. Okay, remember this forever. Encapsulation means that capsule, you remember, which is nothing but class, and it hides all the variables or the methods inside it, the capsule. That is the meaning of encapsulation. Then inheritance. Let's understand what is the concept of inheritance in Java. So basically it is a parent-child relationship. So there will be a parent class. Let me put the slide in a slightly different way. So it should be a subclass actually. Subclass which will be extends the superclass. Okay, what is superclass? Basically, it will be like parent class. Yes. So this subclass means what? Child class, and it extends the superclass. And what is the purpose? Why do we go for inheritance? Because of the reusability of the code. How is it possible? See, so for example, you say for example your the property, right? Property that your parents own will be inherited to you, and it will be reused by you, isn't it? So it will be, everything will be yours, whatever, maybe it could be as small as a pen of your father, right? Your dad has a pen, it will be automatically be yours, and that is the reusability. So that's just a generic example that I'm giving you, but similar kind of a relationship exists between superclass and subclass. That is nothing but reusability of the code. Okay, and along with reusability, you also, as a child of your parents, you also have your own belongings. Like laptop is yours, right? It is not your parents, it is yours. So the same way, the child subclass can have its own properties also. So that is the main purpose of the concept of inheritance. So let me show you in the code the concept of inheritance. Okay, so now what I will do is I will create a person class. If you are good enough, please sit back and observe the coding. You can watch the recordings. Else, if you are good at it, please go ahead and do the programming part also. Okay, so now let me create a new class. What I'll try to do is I'll create a person class, and I will create a doctor, I will create a trainer classes from it. Let's see how reusability of code can be done. So I will create a person class. Person class and click finish. So every person, what he will have, every person, so he will have good quality or profession, right? Every person will have some kind of profession. So string profession, prof is equal to, okay, I will give just prof. Okay, I will not initialize any values. So unless you know what is the profession of a person, you cannot define the profession here at this point. Let's keep it as null. Okay, unless we know. If it is a doctor, he will know he is a doctor. Unless you know, if he is a trainer, he will be a trainer, right? So as of now, we don't know person. So let's keep it as a parent class. So this is what a parent class or the super class. Okay, and it has profession is equal to null. Well, this is nice. So let's add a method to get the profession. Public string and get work. Okay, I will just put it in simple words, and get work, and I will say it will return as of now. For the person, we don't know the work, no work. Okay, so for person, it is saying no work. Okay, so now what I will do, I will try to create a subclass. So this I told it is a super class. Now let's extend it and create a subclass. So new class, give the name of the class as doctor. Doctor is also a person, ultimately is also a person, right? So I will not click on public static void main. We will use the code in the same previous class. So now doctor, if you want to have this as a subclass of person, you have to write extends is the keyword and person which class you want to extend. So doctor is a subclass which is extending, which is a subclass of person, is the parent class. So now doctor will have all the qualities of a person. So for example, he has this profession, right? So the let's make this as public. I will tell you why. UBLIC. Okay. Now the doctor will also have the profession. Okay, prof. So let's now go ahead and check out. So I will just say a method which is nothing but the same method I will use, which is get work. Okay, and I will add one more quality, public void operation. Okay, he can do the operations, and I will say a message success. Okay, so doctor does all sorts of operations and that will be successful. Okay, so now let's say I want to reuse some piece of code. So I want to reuse some piece of code which is get work in the doctor. So here I can always do it because it is a subclass of person. Just I will say get work. It will be there by default because it is extending from the person class. Say it is already available. And I can give its own meaning because super.getWork means again, super means it again, it will refer to person class. Again, person class will have no work. So I don't want no work. Doctor has a profession. So we will give that profession as doctor. Clear, guys? What I'm trying to do? I am demonstrating the concept of inheritance using person class and doctor class. There is a relationship. So what is the relationship? Person is a superclass, doctor is a subclass. And person has a quality of no work, whereas doctor has a profession of doctor. Along with that, he will have his own work like operations are successful, failure, or whatever. I have given so many medications, etc., etc. Let's not worry about. He can have extra details also. So what we are interested in this method, get work. So get work is the method reused from the person class. And here you observe the at overridden. At override means this method exists in the subclass and parent class, but in the subclass, we are giving its own meaning. We are changing the meaning and we are overriding the parent class method in the subclass. That is the meaning of override, at override. Clear what I'm trying to do here so far? Send me yes, no, please, or understood message if you have got.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So now let me create the object of both the classes and show you how it works. So ultimately both are persons. So both are person, and let me say X, Y, Z, okay, equal to new person. So what I'm trying to do here, I'm creating an object of person using the constructor, default constructor. This is provided by the JVM. I'm not writing it. So that is, it is the default constructor. So here there is a person object created. Object is being created here. Now on the object, I can call methods xyz dot get work. I will call. Okay, xyz dot get work. See, it is available. I will call get work. So now what it will print? Any idea?
No work.
It will print no work because it will go to the object. Which object it is? It is person object. Okay, depending on the object, it will call that method. So here person object is there, so it will go to person object get work, which is this method, and it will print this message. Okay, let me put a system.out.println here, and let me use no work inside this also. Just a printing statement. So now let me execute this code. See, we will get no work because the type of object is person. So now we will print a message for doctor also. Okay. System.out.println doctor. So now what I will do, I will change the object from person to doctor and see what happens. So what will happen? What do you think will print now? New doctor I have printing. I'm creating the object of the doctor. So what will it do? What is the output?
It is success.
Hmm?
Success.
See, what method I'm calling here?
Get
Yes, Harun, we are just created an object of doctor. See, on the object, see, I'm creating a new object of the type doctor and calling a method. See, person XYZ is doctor now. He's no more a person. And on the XYZ, I'm calling get work. So XYZ, who is he? He's a doctor now. So it will go to the doctor method and get the work. So get work. So it will go to this line and then print whatever is after it. Getting an idea? Let me execute and show you. It will print doctor. It is printing doctor. Is this clear? Why is it printing doctor? Yes, we are just creating an object of the type doctor. If you create a person object, it will go and call this method. Okay, get work. And call get work. Depending on the object which you create, you can execute that method. Okay, so how will it be doing? Depending on the object. So doctor method is there. Okay, I have to call get work of doctor. So supposing it is person now, it will go and call the get work method, which is this of the person. This is called overriding. Okay, so here overriding means what? It is overriding the get work of the person class. We are giving our own meaning to it. Clear, guys? Any questions here? And super means there is a keyword called as super. Just a minute, I will take this call. Just do a recap, or if you want to understand, please understand it. Clear, guys? What I did, what happens? I will just annotate it. And so first what happens is a person class is getting created. Okay, there is a class called as person, and the person can be anybody. It can be a doctor, it can be anyone. And then this is getting inherited by doctor. Okay, and all the qualities, since it is inheritance, all the qualities of the person will be inherited by the doctor. Okay, and you can have extra qualities also in the subclass. That is the beauty of subclass. So operations is not there in person because he does not operate, whereas doctor has operations because he operates. Okay, and whatever the person does, okay, you can have whatever the person does, it will be ready made, it will be available already in this doctor class. It will be available automatically, it will be available. Clear? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is the concept of inheritance, and also this is the concept of polymorphism. One concept, say override. Overriding is a concept of polymorphism. So the same polymorphism means what? One name, many forms. So name of the method is get work in doctor class also. The name of the method in person is also get work. The same name with multiple forms. Here it is doing the doctor job. Okay, it is returning doctor values, whereas here it is saying no work. So this is the kind of polymorphism. Depending on the object, it will be resolved which method to call, whether doctor method or whether the person method work will be called. This is runtime polymorphism. Okay, let me go back. Yeah, so here, as the subject goes in depth now, you have to practice and you have to go back, brush up the concepts. So it is a little tricky there. So, so inheritance in Java is about the relationship between the classes. We will have a subclass which will be extending or extends the superclass. All the qualities of the superclass will be there in the subclass along with the subclass properties. Okay, what are the advantages? One is the reusability of the code, and also the subclass can have its own properties. That is the one of the good things about having inheritance. Okay, so already I explained how the memory management is being done. There is two memory. So one is the heap memory in Java. The major part of the memory is consumed by the heap memory. Okay, heap memory. And there is another memory which is like the you can think of it as a box. So there is something called as a box, and it will have the stack memory. All your variables, all your methods will be stored in this particular stack memory. Stack memory. Okay, so it will have basically all the variables, methods. Okay, all it will have. Whereas heap memory will have all the objects, whatever objects you create, no, like new student, new, whatever you use, new person, new doctor, all that will be created in the heap memory. Okay, this is the memory management in Java. Any doubts, guys, here in memory management? Okay, so what I will do is I will send, you can take a 5-minute break. Okay, let's be back at now it's right 6 o'clock, and let's be back by 6:08. Okay, and it will be refreshing session for you. Okay, next 1 hour we'll continue. Fine. Okay, let's stop. Let me stop sharing. Go for a 5-minute break. Are you guys back? Please send back message in the chat box if you're back. Narasimha, are you back? Harun, are you there? And Ramakrishna? Who is back? Let me know in the chat box.
Ma'am, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Harun, right? Oh, Narasimha is not there. He went some urgent worker. Okay. Okay. Fine. Ramakrishna, where is he? Okay. So, Harun, go through the link that I sent in the chat box. And let me know if you can understand something there. So basically, we have a good number of a very useful handy class called as strings. Okay. So this Harun, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
So basically, the string class is very important class, and this string class is very handy. It is a very useful class. Supposing I want to have a length. I want to know how many. I want to do operations on the strings. So I want to do two string messages. Then I can always use a concatenation method. See, this concat method is there. Okay, I can use that and I can join any two strings. And also there is a method called as length. Okay, how many words are there in this particular row? Depending on that, I want to operate on the string. So that time I can go for a method called as length. And also there are a lot of such I will show you using my Eclipse. Okay, so let me close everything. I hope my Eclipse is visible. If not, please send me a message. Okay, so strings demo. I will give the name of the class as string demo and click on public static void main. So what I will do here, Harun, is I will create a string and the names of students in this particular new string, and I will say Harun. Okay. And then I will create one more. I will copy the same string. And,
So,
huh?
ma'am, can you hear me?
Huh?
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so usually we do like a string and then the variable name and then straight a double quotes and the name, right?
Yes. This is like creating an object of string. So whenever you use the new operator, it will create an object on the heap memory.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. It is as good as saying like this also. So if you do like this also, there is no harm. Okay. This is also fine. Okay. This is also fine. Internally, it will be like stored as new string like this. This is also the same. Okay. So fine. I have my student name here. 3 students are there, right? I want to join all the strings. Say, for example, I want to join all the 3 students. So I want to operate. Basically, I'm demonstrating how you can operate on the strings. So name 1 is Harun. Name 2, I will say name 2 equal to Ramakrishna. Ramakrishna. Okay. And the string name 3 equal to Narsimha. Okay, fine. Now let me show how you can join this to 3 strings. I will do system.out.println. One way is you can do like name 1 plus name 2 plus 1. This way it will work. It is also concatenation. Name 3. This will also give the 3 names. Let me execute and show you. Plus means it will go on adding all the names. There is one more way of how you can do this. There's a method. How do you use the string methods? So name 1 concat, and which name you want to concat? You can say name 2. Okay, then if you print this, it will print the Harun and Ramakrishna as joined words. Okay, Harun and Ramakrishna. So basically concatenation means it will join the strings. So supposing I want, let me change these names. Okay, I have hello here and I have hello, happy birthday. If I want to have this message. Okay, now I want to get only the length of happy and join birthday. So for example, what you can do is name2.length. You can use this and you will know what is the length of it. Length means how many letters along with the white spaces, everything it will count and it will go give the total number of characters in that particular word. And I can concatenate name2.concat. You can use name3. Then you will get happy birthday. So this is how you can use a string class to join words to get the length. There are a lot of things that you can do. Like for example, substring you can do. Substring means it will get the it will break it and it will form a string out of it. So for example, they have given here, see, here if you want to see, unhappy, substring 2 means it will return happy because it will take out the first 2 letters. Or Habrizon substring 3 means it will take out the first 3 letters and it will show bison. So substring means it will get the part of that particular string from that particular index. I hope this is clear. Harun, I hope it is clear.
Yes, ma'am, it is clear.
Huh. Okay. And did I teach the other day about arrays and all?
No, ma'am, we haven't come to arrays yet.
Huh?
We have not come to arrays yet.
Arrays I have not taught, right? Okay. So for example, let me show you. So I will cover the concept of an array. I think I have done it, not done it.
I don't
Okay,
remember.
here it is. Yeah. Okay. So this is about the string class. It is very handy class, very oftenly used and very useful class. Okay, that was the string class. So now we have arrays. We have a concept called as an array. Array is nothing but whenever you want to store multiple values. One value means you can use a variable. So whenever you have multiple values of the same data type, then you better go for the arrays concept, like a list of elements. So if you go to the supermarkets and all, right, you would have seen fruits in one rack, one full fruit section, one full snacks section, right? So similar to that, if you want to have values of the same type listed, then you can go with the concept of arrays. So always an array is represented by the square brackets. I hope I'm sharing this particular screen. Oh, sorry. Okay. So now I'm sharing my slides, right? Okay. Arrays is nothing but whenever you want to store multiple values of the same data type. So I want to have a list of marks, all the integers of a student. Then you can go for integer value array. From 1 to 100, you can store all the student marks. Or you want to say all the names of the students, I want to have it as a list. You can use a string array. Okay. So you can have the square brackets like this to define an array. Okay. So in main, if you have observed, there are square brackets. So basically ARGS is an array of the type string. Okay, now let us learn how we can declare array variables, create an array and process the array. So an array always starts with 0. See, this is how an array will look like. So for example, you want to store ages, then age of 0, it will start from 0, 0th position, then it will first position, second position, 0, 1, 2, 3, it will go on. Okay, basically it is starting from 0th position. Okay, so say for example, I want to have a list of cars, brands. Then string, put the square brackets, cars, and put all the values in double quotes within the curly brackets. This is how you can have a list of arrays of strings. So I want to have the marks of the students, then you can say int square bracket, my num is the variable name, and you can go ahead with the values. Okay, this is how the code would look like. I will show it shortly. Okay, so let's understand about the arrays now. So I hope my Eclipse is visible. Please do this program along with me. New class, and then I will say arrays. Click on public static void main and click finish. I hope you are following, Harun.
Yes, ma'am. So, on the list and arrays both the same or different?
Sorry?
List.
Disk?
Is list and list.
List of elements is nothing but array. Okay. So I will create an array. Let me show you how to create an int array. Int followed by the square bracket and give the name of that particular list. So I want to store marks equal to And then you can give new int of how many students. Say, for example, 10 students I want to store. Then put the size in the square brackets. And then how do you, initially everything will be 0 because it is of the type int, all marks will be 0. Now I will go on giving the values. How do you give the values? Say marks of 0 for student is equal to 50. Marks of first student is equal to 49. And then marks of third student, I will skip the second student, and third student, I want to give it as 56. Marks of ninth student directly. Okay, because it is from 0 to 9. No 10th element, 0 to 9, total 10. Okay, so 34. I can go ahead and give the marks like this for each of the elements. Now, if you want to print the marks, then what you have to do? You have to give this value. So print me the marks of ninth student means it will give you this value. Let me execute and show you. See, it will give you the last student's marks, which is 34. Supposing if I want to print the second student value, what I have to do? Aaron? Second student. Huh?
Yeah. Sorry.
Second student marks. See, if I have to get the last student marks, I do marks of 9.
The marks of 1.
Marks of 1. Right. And then I get the value as 49. Right. So this is how you can extract the value of every student. But now I want to see all the marks of the students. Then what you have to do? You have to use a for loop. For int I equal to 0, I less than 10. How many students are there? 10 students. And I plus plus. So this is where you can use the for loop. Means I want to display all the 10 student marks. Then I can always use marks of I. Instead of giving every time 1, 2, 3, this is a for loop. So I'm using the value of I every time. It keeps changing. I plus plus it will go on doing. So I will be using the value of I here. Okay, let me execute. Run as. See, these are all the marks that I get for 10 students. So first student that I have given is 50, 49. Then third student I did not give because it is 0, because I have not given, it has taken the default value of int, which is 0. Then fourth student is 56. Okay, it has taken, wherever I have not given the marks, it has taken as 0. For the rest of the marks, it has taken the marks that I have given. This is how you can use a for loop to work on a list of values. Okay, this is a normal for loop. There is one more for loop which is fastest on, which works very fast on the arrays, which is called as for each loop. So for each loop means how you have to give? You have to give a value int I and put the colon and provide the array. So this is the fastest working. This is called a for each loop. Okay. So how it works? We give the type of array with a variable and the array which we have to use. So basically it will print all the marks of I. It also does the same thing, but it is the fastest way of working. And that is the reason it is called as for each loop. Just a minute. 1 minute, let me check. I have to do. Okay. So this is how you can work with arrays. Is this clear? Okay. So
Yes, we just need to
Okay.
that was easy.
Okay, now let's go ahead and I will share my screen. And then I have small pieces of things. So the for each loop, which I just explained, it works very fast on a array. Okay, and we can have array as a single array or a multi-dimensional array. So single array means like a row. Multi-dimensional array means one column along with a row. So at that time, you have to give what are the elements that will be stored in a multi-dimensional array. Let me show you that piece of code very quickly. So I want to store marks of students in a form of a matrix 2 cross 2. Okay, then what I can do is say for example 2 cross 2. Okay, I want to store. Then what I have to give is in which place. So 2 cross 2 means total how many elements? 4 elements, right? So in the 0th position and in the first 0 position, what it should be, what should the element contain? So it will contain say 10. Again in the why is it not available? Okay, here I have to give. Okay, so how many the number of it is a 2 cross 2 matrix means you have to give 2 square brackets and provide the size of it in the square brackets. What will be the elements? How you have to initialize now? You have to give the square brackets along with the value. So again here we have to give the value 2 cross 0 comma 1. What will be the value? It will be say 20. Again here marks of 0 comma 1 comma 1 comma 0th position 1 comma 1. So like this you can go on initializing all the values for a matrix, and also you can display the marks easily. So I will show it display how to display the marks of one of the marks of 1 comma 1. If you want to display, this is how we can display. It will show me 30. So this is the value how you can display for the 2 cross 2 multi-dimensional array. Matrix is nothing but like this. Let me show you. I hope my white screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
So like this, see 2 comma, it will have rows and columns in the form of say like this 11, 22, 33 and 22, some values like this in a form of this is a 3 cross 3 matrix because 3 rows are there, 3 columns are there. So that is the reason this is a 3 cross 3 3. Whereas 1 cross 1, 2 cross 2 means 2, 5. It will have 2 columns, 2 rows. This is 2 rows, 2 columns. Getting an idea?
Yes, sir. I got what matrix is right now.
Okay, fine. So that is how you understand the meaning of arrays. So fine. So we can operate on, okay, now I will give you some exercise, Harun. So we can do addition, subtraction, everything. Every language has to support mathematics. That similar to that, our Java also supports the arithmetic operations like plus, minus, subtraction, multiplication, division, all that. Okay, and plus means we will have to increase the operator by 1. Minus means decrease the value of that value by 1. Supposing if it is 21 means 20 is the value means b plus if you do, it will give the value as 21. Whereas if you do b minus, it will decrement the value by 1, which is 19. So that is the meaning of plus and minus. So I will pause at this point. And what I want you to do is, Harun, you have to write a small program to add any, to multiply any 2 numbers. And then share your screen.
Okay, ma'am. Using what?
Yes, using the code, using Eclipse or using JDoodle editor, any editor.
Okay.
After you're done, let me know.
After add, yeah, or subtract.
Multiply any two numbers.
Okay. Shall I present my screen?
Oh, yes, share your screen.
This is my code.
Yeah, I can see a screen. Which editor you are using? Okay.
This is Luigi.
Okay. Yeah, good. Executed. What is the answer that you got? Okay. Sum of all the marks. Okay. Okay. It is a multiplication, right? Multiplication of all the marks. We should have.
Multiplication, right? How it will be?
Yeah, right. Yes. Okay. Fine. Stop sharing. Okay, Harun. Let's go ahead. So we have all this multiplication, all that you can do it in Java. And there is one, let me explain you, there are some more operators that we can still do. Those are called as relational operators. Okay, 1 minute, I will go to that slide. Okay, we have many different operators, which are whenever you want to compare, we have different types of operators, which is nothing but which we want to work, compare, we will use these operators. So we have arithmetic, which is nothing but the arithmetic, which is nothing but usual plus minus, okay, plus minus multiplication, and this division. So we have two answers, right? So slash means question, okay, and modulus or the percentage symbol means reminder. Remember, this is for question, getting the question. This is for reminder. This will get you the reminder of any program, any division that you do. And plus means increment by value by 1. Minus means decrement the value by 1. So this is the arithmetic operators. And then we have relational operators. The relational operators means what? Comparing the operators. So for example, whenever a operator is greater than, lesser than, equal to, So then we use the relational operators, comparison basically. And then we have logical operators. Logical operators like and, okay, or, which is nothing but whenever there is a logical, like one value is true, the other value is false, then it will become false. Only for true, this logical will become true. And this or operator means if any of the two operands are true, then it will enter the condition. So this is a logical operators. After logical operators, we have yeah, these are the main operators in Java. Okay, I will give you some examples for each one of them. You know about the, just you did the arithmetic operators, so I will not get into that. So relational operators, I already showed you comparison of numbers, right? Comparison of numbers or condition. Okay. Okay. So this is how you compare any numbers. So for example, if a number is less than, if the number is equal to, then these are relational operators. Okay. So to show you an example of the logical operators, I will show you. Okay. If I have a number, say for example, I want to check if the number is lying between 0 to 10. 0 to 10. So it has a two condition. It should be above 0. It should be less than 10. Right. So those are the two conditions. Int number equal to 5. So this is greater than 0, less than 10. How do you give a condition? If the number is less than 0 and, see, this is how you have to use the logical operator, and number is greater than, oh sorry, it should be less than 10 and it should be greater than 0. Then we will print our number. Understanding the logical operator? If both these conditions are true, if you want to check, then use a AND operator, which is nothing but a logical operator. Let me execute. This is how you have to use a logical operator. Or if you want to check only one, okay, if I want to compare a number, it should be either greater than 0 or less than 1, then or condition. So use the two pipelines, this kind of a pipeline. Then if print me the number, even if it is greater than 0 or if it is any of these conditions are true, then also you can print. So that means it is 15. When it will not print, if both the conditions are false. So for example, if I make it as a negative number, okay, it will not print the number. It will not print anything. Okay. Why is it printing? Minus 15, it should not have printed. That is less than 0. Okay.
But the number is less than 10. Yeah.
Okay, let's make it 0. Let's make it 0. Let's make it 0 and just check. Wait. Why? Can you tell me why?
Yeah, it's because we use the OR condition and the first condition is number is less than 10. 0 is less than 10.
Correct. Because of this condition. Yeah, right. You are right. Okay. Yeah, that is right. So you only understood the meaning of OR. Okay. So that's correct. Okay. So that is what is the meaning of OR and operators. Fine. Okay. And anything else I can, small things I will help you. Final keyword is there. Okay, we have something called as a final keyword for any constants which you want to save in the code. Constants are nothing but they don't change over the time. So let me show you a program here. I have a lucky number. Okay. The lucky number is fixed. Say my lucky number is 12. and I don't want anyone to change it. So then make it as a final. Final means this is like a constant. It cannot be changed over the time. You can use the number. Okay. I will just try to print the number. And I will say lucky number or luck number. Okay. Luck number. So it cannot be changed over time. So it is my lucky number. I just want it to be the same. So supposing I try to change, what will happen? Luck number equal to 15. So if I try to change, definitely I will get an error. You cannot change this at any point. So that is the meaning of final. So whenever
yeah, so can you please remove that final and let's check what happens? Will it change? Like the number which is given to that number will change, right? If you remove the final term.
Okay. So you want me to repeat the concept?
No. I'm just asking if you remove the term final, keyword final.
It will be like a normal variable. See, if I take out, it will be like a normal variable. But what I want, nobody should change this value. That is the meaning of final. Okay. So the meaning of final is whenever you don't want to have some fixed values, then go for the word final. Otherwise, if you take out the final keyword, it will be like a normal variable and you can change. Whenever you don't want the variable to change the value, then make it as a final. Clear? So that was the concept of final. And okay, so we are in the last 10 minutes of the session. So I will stop here. And I have some interesting code. If you are interested, if you want to take up the full course, then definitely we will do a lot of coding there, and we will be doing a lot of GUI based applications. That is GUI based.
I really want to do this.
Actually, your voice is very feeble, man. Very feeble. Can you put your words in the chat box or correct your mic?
Is it clear now?
Better, little better.
So with GUI, they taught me the second semester, and I really missed all the content like topics due to certain some reasons. Just wanted to do this course. I'm really interested right now.
So in this course, in GUI and all, what I will be developing is, I have lot of gaming applications. I have lot of, let me show you few for your interest. So I have some small games with all the concepts of Java being developed. So this is a Java game which was developed. Small games, small concepts. See, something like a memory game. So to match the images. Okay. So this kind of games I will be working on. So, and also there's a snake game and a lot of app related, like standalone applications. I have a lot of standalone applications using the interactive user-based GUI based. Okay. And this is like a fast flash course, right? I have to be a little fast and I have to keep up with my pace. I have to cover a lot of concepts within the given time. So it will be like a fast course. Okay, next.
How many classes are remaining?
Huh?
How many classes are remaining to be done?
How many?
Classes are remaining.
Oh, your voice is very difficult to understand. Can you put your words in the chat box?
Yeah, sure. 1 second.
Voice is not so clear today. The other day it was so clear. How long is our current course will go on? Okay, so total of 10 hours is the course, and out of which I have covered like 4.5 to 5 hours now. 50% of the course is done, and 50% is remaining. Tomorrow also the same timing I will take up the course. It will complete 75% of the course, And next Saturday also I will take, which is like 100% course, it will be done. One last session is remained undone. No, it will be like two more sessions will be required. Tomorrow, one more session, and next Saturday, one more session. Okay, any doubts you have regarding today's session? Tomorrow, what I will do is I will go ahead with the typecasting concepts. What is narrowing, what is widening. And after that, I will explain the concept of abstraction, packages, threads. Yeah, I think I will be like done with all the topics by max next week. Okay, if you have any, I have almost understood everything. Okay, great. That's nice. Okay, so fine, Harun. I think I will stop at this point. Can you quickly brush up the concepts that I have just told you? I will stop my sharing. Please go through all the concepts, the inheritance concept, the OOPS concepts that I have told, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction. Abstraction I will cover in the next class. Abstraction and polymorphism, I'll stress upon that and I will cover in the next class. And then also some revision concepts. Go through all that. Any doubts you have, you can ask me now. We are in the last 8 minutes you have. Or if you want to summarize, you can quickly summarize all the concepts for your revision. Would you like to summarize? You can keep yourself unmute.
Yes. Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yeah, better.
Yeah. So now I have to say whatever I learned today, right?
Yes.
So we started with class object and then and then if else conditions, nested loop,
Yes.
and then inheritance of classes, like how we can connect the parent loop to the child loop or something.
Yes.
Yeah, and then finally we learned the arithmetic symbols, plus,
yes,
minus, and everything. How do we use operations?
Correct. Logical
conditional, logical operations as well. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And final keyword.
Keywords final.
Yes. Okay. So can you explain me the concept of inheritance?
Basically, we create classes and objects in parent class. And then in order to use the values which have used in parents class, we can connect it to the child's inheritance, right? The other class, basically.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So what is the advantage of using such a kind of a concept?
In order to reuse the operations.
Yes. And the string class, what we learned in the string class?
String classes are immutable. And
what are the operations we can do?
We can add we can add two strings together using I don't know, I just can't explain it clearly.
Yes, correct. Okay, Harun. So I hope the session was useful for you, and meet you tomorrow at the same time. Okay, like the same session what we started, right? Tomorrow 4:30 IST. So we will have the same session at the same time. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Okay, fine, Harun. Meet you tomorrow. I will wind up the session and close the meeting now. Okay. Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
Yeah. Take care. Bye.